welcome you to this session on stress management skills. The agenda of our session is to understand what is stress, what are the symptoms of stress, how our brain sees it, and how can we cope with stress. Understanding what exactly is stress. Let's begin with a small activity. Can you solve this math question for me? Ram has 2 bags with 2 marbles in each bag. Mohan has 2 bags with 3 marbles in each bag. How many more marbles does Mohan have? I'll give you a while. I guess you all could have gotten the answer pretty easily as 2 marbles. That was easy. But what if I add a ticking clock? You have 10 seconds to solve this question. There is a group of 10 people who are ordering pizzas. If each person gets 2 slices and each pizza has 4 slices, how many pizzas should they order? The time starts now. Time up. Did you get the answer? Well, the answer was 5 pizzas. Did you feel the pressure of time? This brings me to the definition of stress. Stress is nothing but the gap between demand and capacity. When I introduced a timer, it led to a resource constraint, reducing your capacity to solve the questions. The questions in themselves were very easy, but having a resource constraint made it slightly challenging. This is what we call as reduction in capacity. Your capacity is determined by the time, resource, and energy you have to handle any situation, like a maths question or any problem in life has to be handled by you using your time, your resources, and your energy. When any of the three is less, you feel a lack of capacity to handle the situation. You can build this capacity by adding some resources. Example, if you had a calculator, then the solution of the questions would be much easier. This is on one side, but what about the demand? What if the questions were tougher? Or what if these questions were asked in a competitive exam which was determining your career? The demand of the situation is determined by the difficulty, the achievement at the end of solving the situation, or the emotional requirement which the situation holds, which can lead to stress. If it's a very demanding situation, or when the stakes of the situation are very higher, then this can lead to stress. Understanding that the gap between capacity and demand comprises of stress. The more the gap gets wider, the more you feel stressed. Our goal is to bridge this gap by increasing your capacity and decreasing the demand of the situations. But is all gap bad? When the gap is temporary and within your coping capacity, it's called good stress or eustress. Eustress or good stress can help you feel motivated and energetic. For example, during competitive sports, setting a target beyond your comfort zone can inspire you and motivate you and make you more goal oriented, cultivating a growth mindset to achieve the success. But when this gap is persistent and outside your coping capacity, it leads to bad stress or distress. Distress is when you feel a lack of control, feel helpless or anxious. This could be because of situations which are beyond your control, such as job loss, health problems, etc. They can lead to anxiety or depression. Understanding how stress impacts performance is very necessary to understand this gap between good stress and bad stress. In the beginning, when stress is low, people are prone to procrastination. Slowly, as the stress increases, we reach a moderate comfort zone where performance increases. When the stress is ideally at a stretch level, just in our capability to make the jump, we are at the peak of our performance. But as the stress increases over time and is more persistent, it can lead to strain or burnout. So, what does chronic stress look like? How does it impact us? Because stress looks very different for everyone. Everyone deals with stress differently. These are some of the common symptoms that occur for people when they are experiencing stress. Physical symptoms such as low energy, headaches, upset stomach, chest pain and rapid heartbeat, insomnia, and nervous shaking. Emotional symptoms such as becoming easily irritated, agitated, or moody, feeling overwhelmed, having difficulty relaxing or easing your mind, having lower self-esteem and depression, avoiding others, and changing in eating habits, eating too much or too little. It could also have some cognitive symptoms, such as constantly worrying, having racing thoughts, inability to focus, and poor judgment. Some of the behavioral symptoms are procrastinating, eating too much or too little, increased use of alcohol, drugs, or cigarettes, and biting fingers, fidgeting, pacing, etc. Our goal is to avoid burnout. So, how can you personally avoid these symptoms of stress and reduce your chances of burnout? For that, it is very important for us to understand how exactly does our brain react to stress. For our brain, a stress is like a safety threat. So our response is fight or flight. We have the same physical response as if we were facing a real danger. We have dilated pupils, pale or flushed skin, trembling, rapid beating of the heart. So, in this situation, what the brain requires to feel safe is when you have clarity, connection, and capacity. Clarity. When your table is disorganized, or there is a lot of noise, or you have a constant sign of distractions, the brain tends to lose clarity. In this situation, on such kind of an environment causes stress. So, to gain clarity, we must plan our day regularly, set up our smart goals, get organized, keep our surroundings organized, and start by taking small steps. This overall gives the brain a feeling of clarity long term. Connection. The feeling of isolation and loneliness makes the brain feel insecure. Connecting with people can relieve such stress. Never hesitate to ask for help from the people around you. Appreciate those around you Show gratitude towards the people who are in your support group. You have a close knit group of friends, family who are always there to help you cope, and engage in self care. Connect with yourself. Most importantly, capacity. When the brain falls into a pattern of self doubt and fear, it loses the strength. So, we require to build strength in our personality and attitude. Some of the common steps to increasing capacity in ourselves is to regularly exercise, learn a new skill, develop yourself, take action every day, and meditate. Because meditation increases your ability to focus and your mental capacity to handle emotionally charging situations. Stress is just a gap. You can fill it one step at a time. Thank you.